I thought that was going to be my last question, but you did bring up R. Kelly, and I got to ask this. Precedence does matter. And when we see, even though that was a different situation, different case, when we see what ultimately happened with him, he's going to be serving about 30 years in jail. He's in the midst of serving about 30 years in jail. How much, if at all, does that play a role in the likelihood of a mountain of legal matters just coming down on him like a tsunami in light of what happened with R. Kelly?
It plays a big role, I think, in terms of how people are responding. Those billionaires, those buddies of his that used to party with him, I think folks are making sure they keep their distance.
Hey, have you heard the latest? R. Kelly is back in the headlines, and this time he's spilling some serious tea on Diddy. In a bombshell revelation, Kelly's claiming that Diddy is hiding some pretty dark secrets. He did not hold back, calling Diddy downright evil. Grab your popcorn because this drama is just getting started. So the feds rolled up to Diddy's place, raiding it like they're on a mission to put him away. Yeah, you heard that right. Diddy's finally getting some serious heat, and it's about time they started looking into him. Homeland Security just crashed his spots in LA and Miami with a surprise raid. Diddy is all set to jet off for spring break with his crew, then bam! He's stuck outside the plane trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Now, let's talk about the lawsuits raining down on Diddy. From his treatment to rumors of all sorts of shady stuff, it's a real mess. And just when you think it can't get any wilder, along comes Elrod, spilling tea about some troubling behavior. Not just from Diddy, but dragging his kid and exes into the mix too. Remember the whole Cassie drama? Maybe if Diddy had sorted that out earlier, he wouldn't be neck deep in legal trouble now. But nah, he had to play hardball, and now he's swimming in lawsuits. And these raids weren't your usual snooping around. The feds came in like they meant business, seizing anything and everything that could spell trouble. And check this out, just hours before the feds swooped in on Diddy's crib, guess who popped up on Insta? Quincy, Kim Porter's son and possibly Diddy's kid, dropping some cryptic messages about karma and payback. Dude's been through some heavy stuff himself and seems to think the universe is about to balance the scales. So when the feds came knocking, Diddy wasn't home, just his sons Justin and King CMS holding down the fort. People thought Diddy was pulling a Houdini, but turns out he was just jetting off to Miami. And let me tell you, he is feeling the heat. Every pic or vid you see of him, he is sweating bullets, pacing like he's in a marathon. Rumor has it that he's even ditched the sugar daddy lifestyle he was living. Now, a lot of fingers are pointing at Cassie, Diddy's ex of a whole decade. She's been dropping bombshells left and right about Diddy and their messed up past. Remember when she filed that lawsuit in 2023, spilling all the beans? Well, it opened the floodgates, and now everyone and their mama is suing Diddy. But wait, there's more drama. Just last week, we got some footage that shows just how brutal Diddy was towards Cassie. Now, let's look at developments with Cassie. CCTV video footage confirmed what many in the music industry suspected, a major reckoning for one of hip-hop's biggest names. The clips show Diddy kicking Cassie as she lay motionless on the floor, marking the end of his untouchable status, despite his apology after the footage leaked. People don't see a path for him to come back from this. Diddy's reputation has been checkered for some time, and many people were aware of his crazy and unhinged temper. For years, nothing seemed to affect his rise as an artist, producer, and businessman. Negative stories circulated in the industry, but much of it stayed under the radar. Last November, Cassie settled a lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of sexual trafficking for an undisclosed sum. Diddy's lawyer said the settlement was in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Celebrities continued to support him until the CCTV video obtained by the media was published last week. The assault shown in the footage is brutal. After kicking Cassie like a football, Diddy, wearing just a towel, is seen dragging her across the floor. The video, a compilation of surveillance footage dated March 5th, 2016, was filmed at the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Los Angeles. Cassie's lawsuit described a similar incident at that hotel where Diddy allegedly attacked her. Since the video's release, more lawsuits have piled up against Diddy, including one from Crystal McKinney, a former model who claimed that she was drugged and assaulted by Diddy in 2003. When the first lawsuits were filed, Diddy called the accusations sickening and said the alleged victims were looking for a quick payday, but the video undermined those denials. Diddy was silent for 2 days after the video's release before posting an apology on Instagram, admitting it was him in the tape and calling his actions inexcusable. He claimed he sought out professional help and went to therapy and rehab. However, his apology, which did not mention Cassie, was criticized for being self-centered.
I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace.
Diddy's recent statement is more about himself than the many people he has hurt, said Cassie's lawyers. The apology was simply too late. It shows the short-sightedness of Diddy, thinking he's not going to be held accountable and that he has enough money to take care of everything. His statement was deemed as the most ill-advised apology ever, suggesting it followed the classic famous man playbook: deny, deny, deny. Get caught, apologize, then talk about going to therapy. No one's taking it seriously, especially because Diddy previously accused Cassie and others of being gold diggers, which angered many in the music industry. In a chat with Wack 100, Kelly talked about Homeland Security raiding Diddy's homes. He said that, much like Biggie once noted, federal agents were mad because he's flagrant. But he also warned that Diddy and everyone else should take the investigation seriously, because these days, celebrities are being targeted regardless of the truth behind the accusations.
You gotta damn near get a turn on your camera, let a motherfucker tell you who they is, put their ID up, let a motherfucker tell you where they at, because any given Sunday, right, when a motherfucker wanna go bad, they can extort you or come with the accusations.
Shit is crazy, man.
It's
That's why I
crazy.
say motherfuckers out there laughing and making comedian jokes and doing all that other shit on the radio and everything else, but their ass could be next. You know what I'm saying? That's what's so fucked up about it. So stupid. They so stupid they don't even realize the move that's going on. I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, that's why I don't believe none of this shit.
No, I told him straight up, bro.
You can tell me about anybody now. You can tell me on the news the weather is the sky's blue. I'm not gonna believe the shit, no, because I'm in it now. Know what they did.
Yeah, listen.
Meanwhile, amid the raids in Diddy's LA and Miami homes, another accusation surfaced. Diddy's former dancer Tanika Ray vaguely mentioned a horrific experience with him. Tanika shared a clip of journalist Tori on MSNBC talking about his relative who lost an internship with Diddy after refusing to spend the night with him. Tanika hinted at her own story but did not go into details, saying that only 5 people knew what happened. She might reveal everything in a memoir someday. She praised Cassie for exposing Diddy and explained why many women don't come forward about abuse. Tanika mentioned that women often compartmentalize their pain to function in a male-dominated world. She kept her distance from Diddy while working with him, and nothing happening now surprises her. Tanika emphasized the importance of women creating space to heal and move on, stating while gathering evidence to incriminate abuses is essential, prioritizing mental health is crucial in a flawed system. She feels she saved herself by maintaining her distance and focusing on her well-being. Tanika is open to sharing her story if needed, but believes Cassie's revelations have already made a significant impact.
I have a family member who I want you to hire them as an intern. Yeah. And I have never talked about this publicly. And the internship stopped abruptly, like 3 or 4 months into it. Yeah. And I spoke to my family member, like, well, what happened? And they wouldn't say. Yeah. Years later, they finally came out, and this is a male, Puff had said, come home, stay the night with me, or the internship is over. And absolutely not. And the internship ended. But from there, I was like, oh
yeah, women hold a lot in order to function every day in a man's world. Unfortunately, we can compartmentalize our pain and carry on. We utilize the experience as a lesson and move differently. If I told my story in 1996, then what? I just need to avoid him at all costs. Yes, I danced for him and kept my space. I was in the Vote or Die airplane and kept my space. I interviewed him for his projects and kept my space. Nothing that is happening is surprising. Ladies, keep space to heal and move on is key. Gathering to incriminate is gold, but in this wild world with a broke-ass system, our healing is priority. Shame on all those men that let this continue. Shame on me maybe for prioritizing my mental health, some would say. But after working in a place that snatches souls, mine is tacked and off the light. I saved myself. Now if someone needs me to pile on my story, give me a call, but I think Cassie got it. So King Combs, the son of rapper Diddy, is standing up for his dad amidst all the sexual assault lawsuits and taking shots at his critics, including 50 Cent, in his new track Pick a Side. DJ Academic streamed Pick a Side on Sunday night, and King Combs dropped it on his YouTube channel early Monday. In the rap, King Combs, whose real name is Christian Combs, backs his dad and challenges anyone to say no Diddy, a phrase often used by 50 Cent during Diddy's legal troubles. He raps about the federal raid on his dad's Miami and LA homes, saying, "Police raid the crib like they think we selling crack, but we out here selling tracks, multi-million-dollar plaques." King Combs also mentions that his dad has been hated on by many, specifically calling out 50 Cent, with whom Diddy has had a long-running feud, especially after the multiple sexual assault lawsuits. 50 Cent clapped back on Instagram, sarcastically saying that he felt threatened by Christian's lyrics and joked about not mentioning Diddy's kids because of the rumors linking Diddy to Tupac's murder, which Diddy called nonsense. In another post, 50 called King Combs dumb for rapping about the federal raids, questioning why he would say something like that while the feds are investigating. "I feel so threatened by the things Christian is saying on his record. I'm afraid for my life. Please don't hurt me, guys. I never mentioned or posted anything about Puffy's kids because Keith D said he killed Tupac, lol." Meek Mill jumped into the 50 Cent King Combs beef on Monday, slamming 50 Cent for tearing people down. 50 has been all over social media, going off about bad boy rapper Diddy since the assault allegations against him came out. Adding fuel to their long-standing feud, the Power producer even said that he was working on a documentary about Diddy called Diddy Do It. Even though he was on vacation, Meek Mill quickly noticed the drama and bashed 50 Cent for beefing with Diddy's son. So, whoa, what is your take on the latest Diddy drama, and do you think R. Kelly was right? Let us know all about it down in the comments section.